All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a run through of the new knowledge base. We're going to look at some of the standard features as well as some of the new features that we've added in the latest release of the product, KB by Bamboo. So the first thing we're looking at is the homepage of the KB. So we're on a SharePoint Online modern site. We've added KB to this page, and on the left are icons. The users will see the home icon, the dashboard, the tag cloud, the advanced search, and the questions. And as an administrator of the site, which I'm part of a group called KB Admins, I get the manage articles, the search analytics, and then some settings. So these bottom icons are for admins, and then the users would see these top icons here. So we're on the home page, and what we're seeing is the article grid with some tabs, the categories over here on the left, and then the search bar up here in the right. So within the article grid, the admins have the ability to pin articles to the top, which we see these top three here are pinned, and then the articles in a sort order that are here. We've got several columns across here, which is the article title, the ability to pop the article out into a new tab versus just opening it up in the screen, the publish date, the categories that this article is assigned to, the number of views, ratings, and then the tags that are also assigned to this. So we've got categories and tags. What's nice on the categories is when you set them up as an admin, you can nest them together. And the user has the ability to see articles from multiple categories at once. So I can multi-select licenses and store, and then I will see just the articles that are in those categories that have licensing and store. And then, of course, if I go down, I can see error codes, and then the like. So the categories are a nice way to trim down a very large knowledge base if you've got a lot of articles. The other thing is that the categories and the search work together. So this search is a full text search that will search the title, the categories, the tags, the article bodies, as well as the attachment names if you have attachments attached to an article. It won't search the inside of the attachment because those are just in a SharePoint library, but it will search the title of the attachment as well. And they work together. So if I search for something, let's say alerts plus, or just alert, press enter, and I find one article that has the word alert in it. Let's get something a little bit bigger. Simple's got a bunch of stuff in here, so I've got three. But let's say that returns a whole bunch of articles that I may not be interested in. So I can then select a category, and it will just show me where the article contains the word simple in the category licensing. So this allows me to pare down my search results for the user in there. Now, what is nice is you do get an intelligent search against the article title only, not against the body. So if I look for simple, right, you can see that it is in two of the titles and they show up here, and I can go directly to those articles as well. So the intelligent type searching is only against the title, but when you actually execute the search, it will search everything between the title, the categories, the tags, the article bodies, and the attachment names. Now, sometimes this information isn't relevant for your knowledge base. So we do give you the ability as an admin to customize now what shows up in the article grid, as well as the default sort order. So if I don't want the categories to be shown or the number of views, the ratings, the tags, I can turn those off. If I want my pop-out grid to be below the publish date, I can do that as well. And then if I want to change my sort order And whether it's ascending or descending, I can do that as well just by changing the default sort order there. I go ahead and save those settings. And now I've got a very small grid, right? There is a minimum width, so we're going to get a little blank space over here because we got to fit all this stuff up here. But then I've got a sort of a more streamlined view for my users. Let's take a look at add an article. Let's go here to adding knowledge base. So within articles, you can see we've got ratings across the top. This one is currently in my favorites, which I'll show you in a second. You can see the categories. I can actually copy the article link if I'd like to, and send it to somebody else who has access to the store. And then down below, I've got the article body. So the article body is going to scroll within this window, right, as one view option. But we have added an immersive reader, which allows it to go full screen. And then I can spend a little more time and a little more real estate looking at the article. Now, the articles themselves are HTML. We have an editor that allows you to add those. We've also got ways of importing or copy and pasting. But that allows you to also add images, tables, bolding, videos, links, and really pretty much anything you can do in HTML, you can do within the article body itself. Now, in addition to the article body, we have a series of other things that you can add to your article. So links to an external resource, attachments like we spoke about, let's say PDFs or other things. And also you can do related article links as well, so that this article is related to a couple of other articles. We have added a feedback, which is more of a crowdsourced, your employees can leave feedback on the article, which is meant to use to help others who are looking at the article get additional information. Like I have also found that this way works with this way. So, you know, it's a way of people to put their experience in with the article to help build more information for your other users. Now, what's nice is when that is saved to the article body, we can see it's down here. The admins all get an email that somebody has made a comment. And if you're an admin, you have the ability to edit, delete it, or add a comment yourself to the comment, right? To say, yeah, this is verified, I saw this and the like. So there are notifications and ways to manage those comments just to make sure they're correct and nobody's spreading any misinformation. But it is a great way to crowdsource more information about one of your articles in here. So this centralized repository is not only something that you put in there, but also that others can add as well. The favorite articles are a way that you don't have to always search for an article that you may come back to often. So in this case, I've got a couple in here. Here's a directory plus, a user guide. If I no longer want this in my favorites, I can remove it from my favorites, and then it is no longer there, and the like. So really fast way to find things, organize your grid, organize your articles, and the users will spend most of their time in this area when they come to the page to access your knowledge base. The dashboard is a nice way for people to explore maybe what are the most popular articles, what are the top rated articles, what has been recently updated, or what has been recently added. And when you click the more, it brings you back to the grid, and it just performs a sort, essentially, of the articles that are most popular. So it's sort of a little custom view there within the dashboard. The tag cloud is also an interesting thing to help people find articles. So the tags are different than categories. They're a little more free form. You can add multiple tags, right? So it's a typical tag cloud. And we do show you two different tag clouds, which is article density, meaning how many times that tag is used in articles, right? And then this is tags by view, right? So which has had the most views article-wise. So two different ways to look at your tags. Now, these little pencils up here are because I'm an admin and I can edit the tags if I see a misspelling or something like that. Again, great way for users to find things. A new feature that we've added is fuzzy search. So advanced search is a fuzzy search library that we've incorporated in here. That spinning thing is that we do have to load the entire library into the fuzzy search in order to perform that search. But what this will do is instead of specific words, you can find words that are in a different order, words that have, let's say, a British spelling, or things that you may not be able to find with the direct search on the home page. So, there's cloud part is something that we use, right? And if I put in part cloud, which is the reverse order, it still found not only cloud part, right? But it also found things that are close to it, like AR, right? So there's an AR, so it found the search there, right? And then within the body, we find the highest ranking search and then go, I think it's 200 characters total in either direction so that you can find it. But we're also looking at categories and we're also seeing tags and things like that. So this is really a great way if you've got a large library to find things that are close to the exact search that we do in the home page. Now, what's nice about our fuzzy search is you've got some control over it. So in our settings, you can turn these little settings to fit the way you want your fuzzy search to work. And again, this is an admin setting. So you can have it be case sensitive if that's appropriate for your knowledge base. You can turn on find all matches, right? So when this is enabled, advanced search will continue searching for all relevant matches within the text and display multiple highlighted results. When it's disabled, the search will stop at the first match found and display highlight the only thing. So within an article, right, we keep searching through the whole article body versus just finding the first one and then bringing that in as a result. Now, this is kind of a cool thing because you can turn settings that make it more or less fuzzy. So you can say the minimum match has got to be at least 3 characters, right? The search text that the user puts in has to be at least 3 characters, right? Not just 1 character because you're going to get everything. And then you can set the threshold of how fuzzy you want things to be, right? So in this, the setting controls the level of flexibility in your search results. A setting of 0 will only show exact matches, while the higher the setting, as you move towards the right, will expand the search results to include related articles in your knowledge base, right? The recommended setting is based on how you want. So you sort of play with those settings and then do your searches. And then when you get the results that you're looking, then your settings are correct. So that's kind of a very cool thing in there. So that's our search results. Now, the questions are very similar to articles, except the questions, right? Again, another user feature allows users to ask questions and then show those questions and answers almost in a little mini KB. So it's a KB that's created by questions and answers, right? That are answered by the admins. So a lot of times people may not want this, and in our settings, you can turn off the questions and it will remove it from everywhere within the user experience, right? So you can ask questions, see all questions. If I turn that off and then reload it, you can see the questions are now gone from the menu, right? We'll bring them back. All right. I think there was a quick question that came in. Fuzzy search help with the slowness we are seeing in the direct search when we refresh the page or search for the first time. So it's more than 2,000 articles. That's interesting. It should be pretty quick. Now, so for search to work in anything, right, the articles have to load. Otherwise, you'll just be searching the information that has loaded. So if you've got 2,000, 10,000 articles, the search button won't become active until everything is loaded into the memory. Now, once it's loaded, you can see I can move around and it's very quick. It's always there. So if you're seeing slowness on the first time, it's because you've got a lot of articles. And in SharePoint Online, this is all front-end code, meaning we're not searching some back-end database. The articles actually have to come to the user and then the search can perform. So that is the same way with this search. So you can see the advanced search was loading and I don't have that many articles. And then once it's loaded, I can perform all the searches I want and they'll be quick. So you will see some lag in both this search and this search if you've got 2,000, 5,000, 8,000 articles because we do have to load them in order to search the text. Otherwise, there's nothing to search. There was a time when we let you search while it was loading in the background, but then you were not getting all your results. So there's a little bit of a cost benefit, right, to being able to search quickly, but you don't have all your 2,000 articles loaded, so your results may not be correct. So we're more than happy to talk with you offline on those decisions and what may be done. Okay, so let's talk about managing articles, right? So in this section, this is where you create new articles and set all the attributes for the article. So in here, we can see the create article. And when you create a new article, you can actually save the outline of an article along with the categories as a template and reuse that template to build other articles. So if you've got a certain format, if you're doing something over and over and over again and you want the same categories, tags, and headers, but then you just want to fill in the paragraphs, save it as a template and bring it in each time and save it as a new article as you reuse that template over and over again, right? So it'll say the title, body, and tags of the article when you save it as a template, and then you've got your nice little template library over here. But let's go ahead and create a new article. Now, go ahead and refresh this. My little edit bar did not show up. There it is, right there. Okay, so we're going to do, let's say, article for January webinar. And in here, we've got a very powerful editor called the Fruela editor. It's a third party that we've purchased and incorporated, but allows you to insert images, insert links, insert videos. There's a bunch of other rich text like icons, tables, things like that that you can do. You can go full screen on your editing if you really want to get down and dirty with it. But what's also nice about this editor, which we liked, is it performs a lot better than SharePoint does when you're putting stuff into a list. So I've got a Word document over here that's got 3 images, right? And I can go ahead and copy them and bring them right in. It'll say, do you want us to clean it? And you can see it has brought those images in. And of course, I've got all my image editors and links, and I can hot link them as well on them. But it brought in all the assets at once versus typically in SharePoint, you have to do them one at a time or put them into an asset library and then bring them in. But we bypassed all that and made it really user-friendly. So your article creators could actually just use Word to create their articles, ship them to the admin, and the admin can copy and paste them in there. Now, we've seen some trouble with copy and paste if you've got 100 pages. Again, that's memory issues. It's just a lot of data. So if you do have very large articles, I would copy and paste them in chunks to put them in there in the most clean fashion. Okay, so that is some of the editing features that we have in here. Now, down below is the extra information. So I can then assign this article to a category or multiple categories that are available. I can put an external resource URL link in here. I can grab my tags and put them in, or even create a new one if I wanted to, just simply by typing, right? And then that become a new item in there, but I don't want to do that because then I get a lot of stuff in there. I can pin this article to the top or not. And then the other thing I can do is set a review date. Now, it's important with a knowledge base that your content stays fresh. So what we'll do is I want this reviewed on the 31st of July, so maybe twice a year. And I'm going to select a person who's going to be the reviewer. So I'll select me. Actually, that's my son. Select me right there. So then I'll get a notice on my bell. I'll also get an email, and it will also sit in a review queue. It won't come out of publication until I review it, mark it as reviewed, and set a new date when that July date comes up. So this is a way of really delegating. Now, the reviewer does have to be an admin because they have to be able to get to this section to do the reviewing. But this way, we're sort of dividing and conquering, keeping everything in there. Now, I also have an automatic expiration date, which will pull it out of the published state and put it back in, and put it into expired or archived. So this is nice if you have got an article that's only good for this year, right? Maybe it's how you do benefits enrollment, or it's something that changes every year and you don't want the old article to be there and you don't have to remember to pull it out. So you can set an automatic expiration date. You can enable the person to export the article as a PDF if it's sensitive information. You don't want them to do that, or at least make it more difficult. You can have a screenshot. You can turn off the export PDF. You can add attachments to this, so I can choose files if I want and just add as many attachments. And then I can also search for related articles and add those as well. So let's go ahead and publish this article. We'll save it. That is now set in my main body. And if I search for webinar, we can see my article for January webinar. It's there. It's got a review date set for 7/31. There's my information. There's my related article, feedback, attachments, and the like. So we make it very simple to have a nice central location for that. You manage questions the same way. You can manage your templates and your categories. What's nice about our categories is you can assign a category so that everybody can see it who has access, or you can assign it to a specific SharePoint group, and only people in that group will be able to see the articles that are related to that category. So that's kind of a nice thing, is you can have a little bit of security at the category level to limit or to clean up that. Let's say you've got customer service folks and they really only need to see these 4 categories, and then everybody else needs to see all 10. So you would just use your permissioning so that the people who are part of that one group only see those 4 categories and the like. We do have some analytics. These are search analytics that get cleaned up every 30 days. Where's my search analytics? It looks like they just got cleaned up. Oh, there they are. So that we don't have too many analytics, because this grows quickly. And what this does is it shows you what your users are searching for. So in this case, let's rank it by the top. So alert has been searched twice in the last 30 days. It might be 60 days. I'm not too sure. It's either 30 or 60 days. It does show what the results were that were presented to the user, and then it shows you what they clicked on. And of the 2 people that searched, only 1 person actually clicked on it, right? So you can see the 1 there. So I got a 50% click-through rate. Oh, it is 60 days because I can see it here. And the like. Now, all of this is exported to Excel. And the importance of the search analytics is that you can see what your users are searching for, what results are being presented. And if you end up with a lot of searches and a very low click-through rate, maybe they're not finding what they need, and you either need a new article, or you need to change the way the article is presented to the user to make it more meaningful, to show them that, yeah, you should have clicked on this because it was what you were looking for. So that's some really good insights into the analytics. All right, well, that is a quick overview of KB, how it works, the new features that we've added to it, fuzzy search, the new column sort orders, and what is being shown in there. Let's add another one in there. So just make it look a little better. There we go. And the like. And don't forget, along with KB is KB Lite. And what KB Lite does is it's a trimmed down version, so it doesn't have all of the things that you have over here, but allows you to put this web part on some other page in your tenant and point to the repository that exists under the main KB. So it allows you to surface it so they can do searching and they can do categories just like before, but they don't have to navigate to the main KB to see this. You can actually have KB Lite scattered around pointing at your main knowledge base. Now, our licensing is a perpetual license that allows you to put as many KBs as you want on your tenant and have as many knowledge bases as you want. So thanks for taking a look at what we have here and the demo. Have a great day, everybody.